Your host, Kimla Lowe. I am an astrologer, Western and Chinese. Yes, and I'm also a feng shui practitioner, a psychic medium, and I am certified in light resonance healing. And if you don't know what that is, that's work with your hands. It's very much like a high level Reiki, but you are just working with the light, and it's an amazing result. We can also do that locally or remotely. So that's kind of fun. How y'all doing today? Listen, thanks so much for coming along with me for this hour. We're at an interesting time in October. It's October 19th, and we are in the middle. What's up, Astro? I'll tell you what's up, Astro. We are about to go into eclipse season amongst other seasons. But hello, Sheila, how are you? But we are ready to get intense. We're ready to really kind of embrace our destiny. And it's really something that I feel as though if you have a lot of information about what's coming at us, it makes the ride very interesting, and it makes a worthwhile experiencing, because you're not you can be caught off guard, but that's what eclipses are supposed to do. So I'm here to kind of give you a friendly approach to all of the eclipses. And, people are like, oh, what's going on? We've got all of these different chaotic things, coming in left and right. And sometimes they fizzle out right away. But it's one of those things that highlights how changeable society is and how changeable planet Earth really is, and how in depth or how flexible are we when these changes come into us. Hi, Lisa, so good to see you here tonight. You just have me, myself, and I am here to embrace you for along this hour that we're going on this great ride together. And if you have any questions, or you need a card, or you have any questions regarding the eclipses that are coming up as I'm going through, please put it in the chat room, whether you are on Facebook Live or YouTube Live. I'd love to hear your questions, your comments. Also, you can go back to YouTube on my intro, and you can subscribe to the channel that way. There's a whole big thing going on about fake likes and fake subscribers, and some of them are bots and and all that stuff. I cherish each and every one that come on board, and we don't have to be in the millions or the hundred thousands or anything like that. What we are here for is our personal journey together, and that you get the information, and that you are and you're ready to kind of listen, with an open mind and an open heart. And when we have guests on, you get a different perspective and a different point of view, so it's all fun. A couple of things that I do need to talk to you about. We are in a wonderful, glorious, wondrous ascension ride for 2022. And that is an international online retreat that I am proud to be a part of. It is being hosted and coordinated by Sandra Bellum Thomas, and she is from Canada, and she is putting this wonderful online retreat together. You can go to my website, find out all of the information, get your free ticket for registration, and all of the speakers are going to be listed there as well. And you can sign up to hear their intros, hear what they're all about, and then go to their websites and look at all their offerings. And I am doing a special offering. Actually, I'm doing two. I'm doing two offerings this particular Ascension Ride. And you can read all about my offerings on my website, Kimla Lowe, LOWE.com. So I want you to go there and check out. This is going to be really, really fun. It's October 22nd, Saturday, to Saturday, October 29th. So we get a whole week of just spiritual speakers and all of their offerings, and it's really fun. You don't have to get dressed. You don't have to get into the car. It's all online. So she's made it really fun and very easy to access. So make sure you check it out. I also am in the middle of a 6-week great seminar. It's the Intuition Expedition, and it will be coming to a town near you. What it is a psychic development class. And what I like to do is introduce fun games, practices, skills, apply information about how to manipulate energy, how to what really is going to be working and get you the results, how to do a great fast meditation to get you up there. I also get into the four clairs, clairaudience, clairvoyance, claircognizance, and all of those. The next class will be next, not this Tuesday, but it will be let me see, when will it be? It will be November 1st, actually. Yeah, it's going to be November 1st. And that is going to be really fun. November 1st, because we're going to be working on telepathy and psychometry. Yeah, and we're going to be picking up some things. I'm going to introduce automatic writing. It's going to be a blast. We have so much fun, and we chart everything, and we have specific games that we play. We partner up. It's really fun. It really is. It's a good time. Hi, Bridget. Thanks so much for coming along. And Chaley's here as well. Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for coming along. And Mr. Bill's out there. That's so sweet. So we've got the Intuition Expedition and the Wondrous Ascension Ride happening. So make sure that you kind of clue yourself in for that. Okay. So right now we are Wednesday, October 19th. We are getting ready for a fabulous weekend. I always go, "What's up, Astro?" And I always kind of tell you exactly what's coming up for that weekend, because weekend sometimes is the only time where you get to really do your your creative stuff. Maybe you are into your do-overs, or your, I don't know, you're painting, or you're creating, or you're doing stuff at home, or perhaps it's time to take a little trip, or perhaps it's time to connect with your loved one and get kind of romantic. And I have to tell you that this particular weekend is fabulous. It starts on Friday night. So even if you wanted to listen to music, or you wanted to go out for a show. Neptune is going to be shining brightly. So I really feel like Friday night is going to start kicking it off. But it goes kazam on Saturday. What a great day. I really want you to plan something. I want you really to experience all of these wonderful cosmic energies that are coming towards us. And that's October 22nd. Now, the sun is going to conjunct Venus in Libra. So, it's all about partnership. It's all about, making things glamorous and charming, and great day to go shopping, great day to have a makeover, a wonderful day to just kind of pair up with someone, go to a lunch, get dressed up, feel feminine. This is all about design and fashion, and just being in a poetic and kind of artistic level that is going to be great. But it also is an exchange of partnership. And this could be anything, like you're working on something, a project with someone. This can also mean romance as well. Venus does rule. It is the planet of love, but it also has to do with higher money. And it also has to do with value. So be around the people you appreciate and you value, and let them value you. Okay, because it's great to have that exchange going back and forth. It's never good for just like a one way road. It's kind of lonely on those as well. But it's a fantastic time to really, I just want to say, appreciate companionship, right? Yeah, or a good friendship, or do things in twos. Okay, not a real good time to go solo. So it's fun to kind of buddy up with somebody. Um, we also are going to have a huge, huge change. Saturn, the disciplinary Saturn. I know, the planet with the rings everybody knows about. Saturn, I know, Saturn rules the element of lead. And so it moves slowly with purpose, but boy, that went over like a lead balloon, right? I mean, it's practical, it's not flighty. I mean, it really has some depth to it. Saturn has been retrograde. It has been going internally through us, and Saturn rules the planet of Capricorn, which makes your knees vulnerable, makes your bones vulnerable, makes your teeth and your skin and your hair vulnerable. So this particular planet has really gone inward to each of us and kind of said, you know, you really do need to get some discipline going and get this stuff taken care of. If there's something going on with the skin, you're having a rash or perhaps a breakout or something, you need to get on to a new skincare line. Absolutely. Sometimes what our moms used, doesn't really fly right now. We're like at a whole new frequency level. So it's a good time, to go out and maybe get your makeup done and be introduced to some new organic lines of skincare, and also makeup as well. But it has been retrograde since June 4th. That's a long time for it to be inside, trying to discipline you from the inside, not just the organs and the skin, but also the mind, because Saturn rules discipline. So it has been reminding you to stay on track, reminding you to take the high road, reminding you to complete your projects. Do not give up. Do the homework. It has been reminding all of us to be better students in the form of life itself. But what it's going to do when it goes direct, it's going to be in Aquarius at 19 degrees. Okay, what does that mean? That means that Saturn's going to come in and introduce you to the concept of what's good for the group is going to be best for me. So you are going to have more organization. You're going to have more of a coming together for a like-minded project, or perhaps something that you want to give your voice to, or you want to march about, or you want to bring more organic flavor to the planet. You want to clean up Mother Earth of plastics. You want to do something perhaps as far as even in your own sacred space, where, okay, I want to, get some things together that I want to pass along to the universe that I'm not needing anymore. Or perhaps you want to pare down. Saturn tends to kind of pare down things and shrink things. And, maybe I don't need, 10 sets of dishes. Maybe I only need 3 sets of dishes, or maybe I don't need, 50 pair of shoes. These are the kinds of things that Saturn is going to be coming up, and it's going to be working with disciplinary measures having to do with your groups that you are around. What does that mean? That means that it's time to make progress. It's time to go forward in a step-by-step manner. Have a plan. Make sure that you act on that plan every day. It lays down a foundation. It makes people think that you are stable. right? Like you look good on paper as far as money goes. You know what I'm saying? You are going to have doors fly open for you that are not going to be just drive by opportunities. I mean, these are going to be substantial doors that are going to be opening, and they're going to put you into a place where you are going to learn how to control your emotions and how to manifest exactly why you're on the planet. This is awesome. This is awesome. I love it. And this all happens on Saturday. So whoever you're with and whatever you plan to do, it's going to have some wonderful stickiness, some great effects. You are going to be making a difference. Okay. So plan well because it's got great energy. Then we've got October. You know what? We're just going to say goodbye to Libra. I think we're going to have the Libra party on the 22nd on Saturday because on Sunday, Libras are going to say goodbye as the it sign, and the sun, the mighty sun, is going to enter into Scorpio. Now, what happens, when this sun enters into Scorpio? I'll tell you, and it comes around every year, right? But when the sun comes into a water sign, it highlights the water from underneath. There's a glimmer. There's a type of when you've got a light underneath the depths of the ocean, you can see exactly how deep that ocean is. You can see. Remember when they turn on the underground pool lights? Wow, you can finally see the bottom of the pool, right? It's like, wow, it is deep down there. And that's exactly what happens. We've got the South Node there, and on Sunday, Venus travels from Libra, from partnership, into Scorpio at the same time. We've got passion. We've got intensity. This is one of the deepest, most feeling planets that we have, and Venus is there. And, Scorpio has two rulers. The ancient ruler was Mars, and the modern ruler is Pluto. And Pluto has been known as the god of the underworld and wealth. And so Pluto is this planet of secrecy, and Scorpio takes on all of these attributes. Scorpio is extremely private, especially when it comes to money. If there's a Scorpio and they're in charge of the budgets and they're in charge of how much money is coming in, coming out, you would never hear them talk about the money. They could turn off the lights. And that Scorpio would deal with it on a private level, and those lights would come on and never say a peep about what happened or what was going on there. They love to investigate, so they don't really give up any kind of findings until they're really coerced into really giving up exactly all of their findings and their investigations. So they make great people, detectives, right? We need to have all these kinds of people, PIs especially, but also people that need to get to the bottom of things without everybody else knowing what's going on to alter any kind of evidence. They're very good with operating behind the scenes. Scorpios are very good with knowing. They have the claircognizance. I can't say that word, but they have a knowing about, it's almost mystical. They have got this mystique about them, and they carry a very sexual energy, frequency about them. In fact, even from when they're young, if you have any little scorpions out there, even from when they're very, very young, they carry a very potent sexual energy about them, and they may not even know it. And a lot of times, this is what happens when you hear about Scorpios perhaps being handled or mishandled, perhaps being taken advantage of, abuse in a lot of different ways, especially physical abuse, because they have not learned how they appear to others, or that they're carrying this very potent sexual frequency. So I always try to explain to moms and dads out there how to really talk and to introduce this wonderful energy that their little ones are carrying. They carry it through their eyes and their heart, and also their solar plexus. And they're just being them. They're perfect little selves, but not every single sign of the zodiac has that much pizzazz, that much attractiveness, that much curiosity as to, wow, that child is just, has got some superpower, and it affects others, and sometimes, in an over zealous fashion. So I really try to really kind of school the moms and dads on how to introduce that energy to their little ones, so that they can hold it back a little bit more, or know that they have it. So if somebody is reacting to that energy, they can draw it back a little more, so that they can really kind of gauge that energy that's going in and out, or just even be aware of it, right? Hi, Ivy. Nice to see you. Jules is here. Oh my God, Kevin's here. Hi. That was awesome that you're coming. Hi, Chad. Wow, we've got some new ones here tonight. I'm delighted. You guys are just making my heart sing. Thank you so much. Bridget's like, I'm a Scorpio rising. Well, there you go, Bridget. So you know what I'm talking about. You know that you've got to learn how to manipulate and gauge that, bring it in, bring it out, when you want that energy happening. Well, Venus is going to be entering into Scorpio on Sunday, along with the Sun and also the South. Notice there, we're preparing for this fabulous new moon partial solar eclipse in Scorpio, 2 degrees. What does that mean? 1, 2, partnership. Oh yeah, this is going to be awesome. And what I want to kind of go over is that with the Sun and the Moon and Venus, and the South Node is there as well. It's like a multi-layer club sandwich. It's awesome. And also, I have to remind you that the dwarf planet, Humea, is going to be there as well. Now, Humea is one of these planets that was discovered, I think, 2004. It's a very dwarf planet. It's a very strange type of planet because it's elongated like a cigar. Okay, and it's said to have housed gods and goddesses, and it has this very creative, physically creative energy about it, and it's going to take place with this eclipse as well. Now let's talk about this, because this particular planet has got this very sexual nature about it. This particular goddess, Humea, came up from Hawaii with all these fabulous gifts of potency and fertility, very well known for giving birth out of anywhere, her arms, her legs, anywhere she wanted to. And after she gave birth, what would happen is she would self-destruct, and then she would recreate herself over again. Does that sound like Pluto to you? Absolutely. Pluto is about destructing and rebuilding. And that's exactly what the Scorpio energy is highlighting. So we've got all of these signs, all of these very potent energies that say, look, we're going to be talking about the money on the planet. We're going to be talking about the underworld on the planet. We're going to be talking about ruthlessness from the underworld. We're going to be highlighting that. We're going to be talking about the possibilities of destruction, change, transformation. But we're also going to be talking about this is a new moon. This is something that, hey, we're going to do this in a new way. Okay, we're going to do this in a new way. We are going to be able to have a hand in this. We are all co creators of this. So, this is going to be something that's really going to be amazing. I have to say, everybody says to me, what the heck is an eclipse anyway? Well, I like to say an eclipse is a cosmic alignment that points to your destiny. Yeah. Okay. So this particular eclipse, it's partial, it's a solar eclipse. Solar eclipses have to do with the sun, right? It's got the solar energy about it. It's male in vibratory rate versus female. It's all about the sun. It's all about highlighting, and I have to say this, it's all about highlighting um, the awareness of your need to receive more. Okay. It's highlighting your need to receive more. But where in your life are you wanting to receive more? Well, that depends on your birth chart. What house is this eclipse in Scorpio going to take place? And if you don't have your birth chart, you can always go to my website. I'll pound it out for you. If you give me the information, I'll buzz it right over to you and you can follow along. But let's just say it's in your first house. Well, that's your house of self, right? You need to be receiving more. Perhaps you are the one that gives all the time. And you need to be receiving more to be more open. You need to be the one that, is getting more passion in your life. Perhaps you're the one that really needs to feel more secure in your life instead of questioning, kind of being paranoid, jealous of people, or not really trusting. You're the one that needs to receive trust so that you can feel more stable in your life. What if it's in your second house? You need to receive more value. You need to know and acknowledge the value that you have. You are a fantastic person. Perfect human being just the way you are. But you may need to receive more, right? You may need to get more in to fill up your cup, so to speak, on what values you have. And we use money as value. So any kind of exchange of energy works. But a lot of times we may be expending our energy on jobs that aren't giving us satisfaction, recognition, all of those things, but the value that really are not up to par with the value of our own self. The third house, that would be definitely, you need to be receiving more communication in your life. You need to be receiving more chances to get out and about on short little trips and see how other people communicate, perhaps in other languages, perhaps in the language of nature, those kinds of things. If it's in your fourth house of home, you may be wanting to receive more of a sacred space within your home or just more space within your home. You need to be receiving a calm space or perhaps a space that has a workshop for you or has a music room for you. You need to receive a more sacred connecting space around you. What about the fifth house? That's all about creativity. Children, maybe you need to receive more accolades from your children. Maybe you need to just have more of an exchange with your children, heart to heart. Maybe you need your children around you more. Maybe perhaps you need to be more creative. Sometimes we get in the balance of just work, and we don't allow ourselves the time to really be creative in our in our own way, and we can be creative in many, many different ways. And that also goes for your psychic development as well. That's creativity. You don't have to have, a paintbrush in hand or a musical instrument, although those are very nice creative ways. But we can also be very, very creative in the kitchen. We can be creative in the way we dress, in the way we present ourselves, or we can be very creative in our surroundings as well. So, where are we needing to receive more? What about if it's in the sixth house? We're needing to receive more as far as optimum health goes. Are you getting what your body truly needs? Are you in touch with that? Are you receiving? Perhaps you may be unaware that your body's imbalanced, and that can go from chemistry to hormones to everything. And that also has to do with your work, your expending of your energy. Do you need to receive more opportunities in work? Do you need to receive perhaps your own workspace if you like to work alone? Or do you need to receive a group where you can bounce off of each other and really get the project moving and advance that project to the next level? What about if it's in your seventh house? That would be all about partnership and contractual partnership as well. So you may be needing to receive more of, let's say, the opportunity to practice your partnership skills with somebody. You may be needing to receive more from your partner. Those are all different types of things. If it's in your eighth house, it's about intimacy. It's about other people's money. It's about how you look at life. I need to receive more depth in my life. I need to really feel. I can't be just, oh yeah, everything's, sunshine and, roses all the time. It's not like that all the time. We need to be receiving maybe more validation about, some things that we're really worried about, some things that perhaps aren't working for us, or perhaps we need to acknowledge the blockages within ourselves. And, we need to make sure that we're okay, even though we're experiencing these things. The eighth house is about other people's money. It's about, I need to be receiving more guidance on how to really direct all of this, responsibility I have regarding other people's money as well. The ninth house, this would be about, I need to be receiving more education, more wisdom. I need to be receiving, or I like to say, remembering the ancient past that brings all of this up to be received once again. The ninth house is a wonderful place to write and to publish and to do that kind of creative projects. So you may need to receive more leads on, publishers, or how, or just a guide on how do I get from my idea to writing it down to putting it in a book or a blog or a vlog or an ebook or whatever it is, or a short or a reel. These are the kinds of things that highlight the ninth house. What if you have this eclipse in your 10th house? Well, that's your house of fame, your recognition, your legacy. I need to receive more validation for what I'm doing. I need to receive more opportunities to be a leader. I've got leadership skills and they just won't let me use them. They don't hear me. They won't give me the opportunity. I've been held back. I've been held in chains. No, no, no. We need to receive more opportunities so that, the people that have these leadership skills, they're going to bust out of those chains, and they're going to be, for the first time, they're going to have the opportunity to really leave, a legacy and lead us as a group, to the next level. We need leaders. We need leaders right now. And we need leaders that are really going to be focusing in on the future. What if the eclipse is in your 11th house? Okay, your 11th house is groups, and it's your hopes, it's your wishes. These are the kinds of things that, oh, I'm going to put out my wish list on this new moon solar eclipse, and I'm going to, I'm going to put them all down. I'm going to write them all down like the future, like I already have them in a positive way. And then I want to get my spiritual tribe around me, because guess what happens when you get a synergy around a spiritual tribe and you are all wanting the same thing, you are all getting into that same plane. What happens, it's like a thermal. It takes off like this. This is what the birds fly on in the air. It's a thermal. It's what the gliders, like a plane, like a glider, flies on. And it opens up a positive portal all the way up to the galaxy. These are your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your spiritual tribe. I want to receive that. I want to receive that opportunity. What about the 12th house? The 12th house is about, being alone, being solitary. Perhaps I want to receive more of private time. I need, I really need my private time. I'm always giving, I'm always social, I'm always out. I've always got the family. I've got to lock myself in the bathroom even to just take a breath. I mean, sometimes you really do need privacy, and you need that spiritual moment to meditate, to realign yourself, to recharge yourself, to really touch source. And how you do that, and the easiest times, is to really be in that privacy of your own electromagnetic field. So, take a look and see what's going on, about all of that. And huh. Okay, so we have somebody that's bombing our chat room, and I see it. I see it right there. But anyway, so this eclipse. Okay, so this eclipse, I really feel like this is going to activate. These eclipses always activate, the solar or the lunar nodes. And you have a north node. That's your compass. That's your north plan, where you're steering your life, where you're going, where you're headed, where your destiny is to be found. The south node is where you're coming from. You're coming from experiences that you've already had. You've learned the lessons. They're very comforting because you can always fall back on them. But the south node brings up the past. It brings up a lot of things that perhaps you want to put behind you, because why you're here is to have new experiences and to really get new lessons under your belt. And in the way to do this in Scorpio is with a lot of passion. And it's really to feel the change. Sometimes these eclipses bring up changes in our circle, that, or that who we work with. A lot of times it will be in partnership, because Scorpio has the number 2. That's a divine number as well. But in partnership, it's going to be something that perhaps you need to trust your partner more. Scorpios are they're known for being distrustful. They're known for being a little paranoid. They're known for I want to say waiting for the next shoe to drop. And they're also what I call testers of their mortality. And they like to test where the boundary is on life and death. They want to teeter-totter that a little bit so they can lend themselves, because they want to feel that so much. They want to lend themselves towards a little bit of self-destruction. So we want to point that out if we see that coming up, or we're tempted to see how, just how deep the ocean is. And we want to say, it's as deep up here as you want it to be. Um, in actuality, Okay. So you can go astral traveling during this time. You can be daydreaming a lot during this time. You can lose yourself in the deepness of creativity, of music, of art, of dance, of all of these very, very creative, watery, emotional, um, potent frequencies. So, in this particular eclipse, just keep in mind that it is a new moon. It is a new perspective coming to you, and it is a new way of presenting itself. Now, eclipses usually come in pairs, they can come in clusters as well. But we have a solar a new moon eclipse. We're going to have the next pairing will be a lunar eclipse. But this particular solar eclipse, the new moon, the sun, and like I said, Venus is in the sandwich in there. We've also got a little bit of Mars activity that's coming in. This Mars activity that's coming in, I've got to kind of give it to you straight. We've got Mars that's squaring Neptune. So, that's another water sign. So, what it can bring in is a big push for you to make some changes, for you to say, gosh, you know what? I'm going to put up my new moon wish list. I'm going to make some changes. I'm going to get a new job. I'm going to get a new look. I'm going to get a new address. I'm going to get a new car. I'm going to get all these new things. But what happens is when Mars is in this square with Neptune, Neptune brings in this fog bank. And it brings in this kind of what I like to say fuzzy numbers. Like if you're trying to budget for a new car, or you're trying to get something that has to do with your credit, or you're trying to save up for something, or even if you're just, trying to do a spreadsheet on something at work, things are going to add up. It's going to be confusing, or things are going to, and you got to listen to this, things are going to be time changed. The slots on timelines are going to change right in front of your eyes. And you're going to go, whoa. I mean, is that a deja vu? Is that ahead of me? Or was that behind me? When you're in a fog bank, it's like flying a plane without your instruments. You may be in vertigo. You may not know up from down. And that's extremely important. Bing, bing, warning. You may think that this is the right road to take. You may think that you just saw the green light or the path that you're supposed to take, when in reality, it's up on the ceiling. It's not in front of you, it's actually behind you. You are actually turned around. So, I during this eclipse time, I always say things are going to look a little foggy. You're going to have a conversation with someone, you're going to be like, "Didn't we just talk about that?" "No, this is the first time I've heard it." "Really?" Man, in my mind, we've said it like 5 different times. You are going to have these slots of time movement, and that's what happens when Mars squares Neptune. Just be careful of that. Try not to make any, big, huge leaps during eclipse time. Eclipses and the fallout time for eclipses can really, that fog bank can really hang around in patchy fog here and there for about 6 months. So we're not just talking about this particular day, we're talking about a long haul. Okay. So when I talk about this particular fog bank, it is going to be lifting within about 5 days. But like I said, it could be still some patchy fog here and there, but it is going to get better in about 5 days. Now, when I say that, we also have Mercury and Mars, and that's going to be in a trine as well. And Mars is also going to be trining Saturn. Hey, that means you've got to watch your words. You've got to watch, you're slicing and dicing something, watch your hands, watch what you're doing. Try not to exert yourself to the absolute limit. I play tennis and I play it competitively. And, it's really easy for me to go out there and just really push myself. But you've got to really be very disciplined in putting one foot and pushing yourself to the next level. Okay. When we've got Mercury. I've got to talk to you about Mercury because Mercury, Mercury is going to, from the northern hemisphere, Mercury is going to pass the equator and go to the southern hemisphere. When we say that, it's going to be, we're not going to be able to see Mercury. So we call it Mercury's going invisible. What does that mean? That means it's going to lose some of its power. So you're going to not have that sharp, sharp power brain, super brain that a lot of Geminis and Virgos are known for. And we've been, dealing with a square there, Virgos and with Gemini, but Mercury, you're not going to be up in your head so much. With all this water, emotional Scorpio energy, you're going to be down here in the heart. I want to bring it down even further into the solar plexus, right? I want to bring it down even further into the sacral, into your root chakra, all the way down the legs, through the feet, and into planet Earth. We want to go deep. You want to go deep when you are experiencing all of these Scorpio energies. Go deep into Mother Earth and provide passion, a trust, care for Mother Earth. What you want to do is activate the water inside Mother Earth so that it can heal us as a human race. So it can heal itself and heal us, um, and really then go all the way back up with it, up into source, the galaxy and the universe. What else do we have going on? Oh, wow. We've also got something that's very important. We've got Jupiter, the big planet, right? The planet that expands, the planet that gives you great opportunity, loves to overdo things, loves to party. But Jupiter is in retrograde right now. And so Jupiter may be expanding our inner frequencies, but Jupiter has been in Aries for months and months and months. It's going to be on October 27th. It's going to be, because it's going backwards, it's going to be re-entering the sign of Pisces. We get more water energy again, right? We've got all the Scorpio stuff coming in. Now we've got Jupiter, which is re-entering into Pisces, and Jupiter is very, very close to Neptune right now as well. We may have a deluge of water on the planet. We may have some shakeup, rattles, and rolls. We may have typhoons. We may get another hurricane. We've just had a very devastating hurricane, and please keep the people in mind that were devastated and are dealing with destruction from Hurricane Ian. Please keep those people in your prayers. But when we get all of this water energy, what we tend to do is we tend to go with the flow. And when we go with the flow, sometimes we do not finish what we started, because we're flowing over here and then we're flowing over there. We're not contained so that we can go forward because we're leveling out. You see what I'm saying? It's very creative. It's very mystical. And like I said, get creative on your psychic development. What a time. What a time to really acknowledge the fact that even NASA, which is launching all of these astronauts up past Earth's magnetic field, they know that the magnetic field has fallen away um, in leaps and bounds. Once that magnetic field falls away, what starts to happen? That means that the pineal gland gets activated again. That means that you see things in colors like technicolor. That means that your psychic awareness is off the charts. That means that your protective electromagnetic field is boundless. And we are going to all be experiencing being a sensitive. Our intuition is going to shoot all the way up past the stars. And this is going to be amazing. So NASA has been actually tracking this and is amazed by exactly what results, consequences this is. We're not going to be thinking with the head. We are going to be using the intuitive nature. That's why it's so important to learn your skills, to learn how to, it's like learning how to drive a stick shift or learning a new program on your computer. Learning these particular skills in psychic development is the basis of where we're headed in the future. I want to talk a little bit. There's Augie. Hi, Augie. Yes, he says, watch your words. They solidify what you will be because the subconscious is listening. Yes, the subconscious is listening. We're going to be talking more in telepathy fashion versus using the voice box. A good way of noticing a different language is in any kind of government or political speech, you will see someone in the corner signing, right? They'll be signing. That is a requirement now. And we are going to be using more of our hands, more signing. We're going to be using more of our telepathy, and we're going to be learning how to project our visuals, our intentions without speech. So, watching your words, slowing down. Some of us just run all the time and we talk like this, and we and it's exhausting for some of us, but for others of us, when we are disciplined in what we're saying, keeping it from the heart, giving compassion, receiving another compassionate person. What we're doing is we're exchanging energy on a vibratory rate that adds depth and precision to our intention. That's very, very, very good to know. And it brings about a higher level of spiritual understanding. Yeah. Adding precision to your intention brings about another level of spiritual understanding. And when you are receiving things and you're not sure if you should believe them or not, this is really going to be the validating factor. Uh, Just say yes. Just say yes to yourself. Trust yourself, okay? That trust your gut, trust your solar plexus. That is where your will lies. And if you will trust yourself, you'll listen to your intuition. If you are in a situation that you don't want to live with anymore, whether it's abusive or it's just not on your level of frequency, use your will. I will not allow this to happen. I will only allow the best and highest good for myself and my family members. We can stretch this all the way out. And as we're getting through this wonderful eclipse season that's starting out, we are going to be wrapping up October in a fantastic movement of Mars. So we've got this Mars, Mars, Mars. That's all we've been really talking about. Mars is going to stationary. It's going to go stationary. So it's going to stop and then it's going to start traveling in retrograde. This is huge. Mars is going to turn retrograde in Gemini at 26 degrees, and it's not going to go direct until January 12th, 2023. This is a period of a lot of backtracking, yes? This is a period of Mars that you are going to be frustrated in trying to get there quickly, trying to get to the end of your manifestation on a lot of projects and a lot of things. It's almost going to be like you're going to be like in slow motion. Get used to it. It's a vibe that, guess what happens? This is what happens. You cannot change when you are speeded up and going forward. You must slow down to assimilate change. And this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be slowing down to assimilate new downloads. And I've been giving these new downloads about learning about, if you don't know about your chakras, or you haven't gone deep enough to use your chakras on a daily, or perhaps be aware of them. There is a major chakra unit that goes through the spine. There's minor chakras as well that are being activated more and more. The downloads that came to me were in a visual movie, and they showed how the chakras inside your hands, the chakras and your energy centers inside of your hands, was very, very important to the stability of wealth for a very long time, because the wealth actually went through your hands. Yeah, actually went through your hands. You actually touched, money. You touched coinage. And you can touch gold bars. You can touch silver bars. Now, when you're going, it was a whole movie. It was great. Now, when you're going to use digital value system, digital money, digital exchange, you are going to be separated, right? You're going to be separated from the human touch. We are going to be elevated to a new technological pathway to our exchange value system. We have not developed that yet. It's coming. And if anybody out there is having problems with their eyes, yeah, they're also showing me that there's so much more light coming on the planet because of the electromagnetic field and the dropping from planet Earth. We are going to be actually connecting to a new visual, not only, a new way of speaking in, using the pineal gland and the third eye with telepathy, but we're also going to be shielded with our eyes. So a lot of times we are going to be seeing that, perhaps if you're having any kind of eye issues or anything like that, in the next 20 years, this is going to come about, where it is going to develop through the DNA, and it is directly has to do with us processing more light. The eyes are the windows to your soul. So in order to get your soul to process more light, the eyes are archaic in design. They must be upgraded as well. So that's another download that came through. I hope you have a great Halloween. We have a Capricorn moon that's very practical. So it's one of those that's blended with Uranus a little bit. So it can get out of hand pretty quickly. We have Pluto that has been in the sign of Capricorn, and Pluto and Uranus is really not a good match. It can really get volatile very quickly. So go early if you have little ones, and I would very much use all of your protections if you're going to any parties or anything like that, because things can get out of hand. Now, know that the veil is very, very thin to the underworld, and this is the time that, this is the time when you can see the unseen energies, and you can also see the hungry ghosts. It's true. The Chinese has a whole story about the hungry ghosts and what you do for them. So if you want to, at midnight, you can leave a little bowl of chocolates for the hungry ghosts that are out there to appease them, and they will not try to tamper your home or come in to wreak a little havoc with you. Um, so there you go. Ivy says, my Mars is in Libra. I definitely feel like my dreams are showing me what is being balanced, healing, and even resolving issues with others energetically. That's right. Mars wants to work with a partner. Mars in Libra, they want to work with using mediation or being a diplomat. They're very, very good at teamwork. And Mars in Libra is very politically based in working for the people. So having that particular balance in your life, you don't want to rock the boat, but if you've got anything with Scorpio in there, you want to feel things really, really deep. So in order to keep things balanced, that's a challenge in your chart. So we'll have to see what houses it's in, and we can talk about that. So I just want to say thanks so much for coming along with me. That's the wrap up for October. Enjoy this particular new moon solar eclipse. And if you would like a session with me, or if you want to jump on the special offerings that I have for the Ascension, the Wondrous Ascension Ride. Yeah, check that out, because my offerings are at a very low price and they include a lot of information. So go on there, click on the link, and you can get your free ticket for registration and see all the different speakers. They're fabulous. And I want to really kind of expand my social tribe. I always have, and then I bring them on so that so I can introduce them to you as well as guests on the show. But anyway, I would love to work with you. I just enjoy it so much. I've studied astrology since I've been 10 years. So it's almost, it's in my DNA. That's all I'm going to say there. But I love to work with new perspectives on the stars and new ways to bring in psychic development, and to bring it to our little ones as well, so that it's nothing to be afraid of. It's part of our future, just like technology is. All right, everybody, thank you so much for coming along with me. I see my sister's there. Hello, Carla. That's so nice of you to come on board. She found the chat room. Thank you so much. But as we're wrapping it up, don't forget to make out your wish list on this particular eclipse, and enjoy the ride. It's your experience. Make it a good one. Until next time, may the angels protect you and guide you. Good night, everybody.